Hello everybody, it's me, it's Farham. We're here with some Path of Exile 2, and today I actually wanted to talk about the end game. So, been doing mapping now for 110 hours, just on the one character, going through the motions of sort of trying to unlock everything, find these citadels, explore the map, figure things out a little bit for myself. I've watched a few other people's videos, of course, and got some ideas of how to change things up and where to go with the end game. But I think this video is going to be a little bit of a rant video because overall I've started off having a reasonably good time in the mapping, and the more I've explored my map, the more daunting I have found it just to even go and click on this map device. And let me just give you a very, very brief overview. Let's jump back to the Citadel, so roughly where we start, right here. The first thing I did was go all the way down here, and I just went off in a line. I just picked a direction. I thought I'll go in a line till I find a citadel, and I found one relatively quickly. And I thought to myself, well, logic brain starts kicking in, right? You start trying to spot patterns, and I'm like, that's kind of lined up with this. It's kind of lined up. So maybe I'm just going to go this direction this time. I'll pick another direction, another point. We'll pick 3 points, 3 directions, see if we can find the 3 citadels. I had no idea how the citadels were going to work, whether you could repeat them, what you could do with them. So anyway, I went off down this direction, and I found this citadel. And I was like, great, there's the other citadel. Now, I've been playing probably for another 6 years. I still haven't found the iron citadel. I still haven't found it. I can't find one. I've been all over the place. The map is very, 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 very explored. I've been in all sorts of directions. Been up here. I found this. I found a moment of zen, which I thought was probably something to do with the citadel. Nope, it was just some random thing. And I found myself running through just dead maps all the time, just running through dead maps, not being able to farm juiced up maps. If I have found clusters of towers, I've set up some maps and cleared them around here, and I've found there's been points where I've been having to make a decision between grinding some maps or progressing towards trying to find an end boss, which could be anywhere in a fog of war, and I've got no idea or no indication. Right, I've been so many places now. I'm even struggling to remember, right, where's even a good place to go and do maps? Where's a good place to go and do keys? Where have I got towers I can go and buff maps from? And it's becoming, honestly, a bit of a pain. There's a few things I think that would be quite useful from a UI or UX perspective that would maybe help here. I mean, for one, not having these buttons go under each other so that you can actually navigate back to yourself and around without going, oh god, now I have to navigate here before I can, oh, now where's it gone? Oh, now I'm up, oh no, that wasn't the one I wanted. I wanted to navigate home. I want to go back to the home, to the ziggurat. No, where's that now? Okay, I'll just move over to it. Okay, fine. If those buttons were just somewhere you could click them and navigate to, that would be good. And perhaps a search or highlight function, because the best one in the world, when I'm dragging my map around this, if I'm looking for map bosses and I'm going quickly, I can't go quickly and spot the map bosses. It's too similar in colour to the irradiated. It's not happening fast enough. You need to be able to have a way to make the things flash that you want. For sure. For sure. I think that would help immensely, but so far, like, just navigating and finding the way around the map, it's been horrendous. Absolutely horrendous, and I think it really does need a big change. Also, finding the maps that you actually want to run, you have to sort of hover over them because, okay, so this is the steaming springs, and that always does have what looks like a bit of a steaming spring near it. But sometimes these things are covered by the icons, like this is sulfuric caverns, but the 2 bits of sulfur, the green bits that indicate that it's sulfuric caverns, when you zoom out, you can only just about see one of them. It's a very thematic design, and to give it some credit, as you come out of the campaign, this feels like a continuation of the story. It feels like you're doing something, but it's a meta game that is over-complexing what this game is, which is an action RPG. Yeah, it's always been about exploring maps and doing the Atlas and things like that, but the Atlas was something contained, and everyone had the same thing. Everyone had the same looking thing, and that's what you explored, and you did different maps. Now, this is the same thing. You have got 20, 30 different maps that we're running here, Lost Towers being the one that we're running the most, and it's probably the worst because it's, especially from my build, running an Infernalist minion SRS build. All my minions get stuck in the door before, and I have to go charging head first through. Anyway, that's a different gripe. That's a different gripe. But we're still running 20 or 30 maps, but we have less choice about what we're running. We are forced to go exploring. We're forced to run maps we perhaps don't like. We're forced to run bosses that perhaps our builds really don't deal with. Some people like play builds because they enjoy a build, and that build might really suffer against certain things. It might suffer in certain situations, and there might be map bosses that put the character under that certain situation more often than others. And you're being forced to run those to path somewhere where you want to run. And I think it's taken away a lot of the autonomy and choice out of, this is how I want to play my game. This is how I want to do my farm. This is how I want to do my grind. Instead, what you've got is, unless what you want to do is boss run, and what you're doing is buying the currency and then buying other people's fragments that they're getting from their citadels and just running the Arbiter over and over again. I'm struggling to see how, or indeed simulacrums or breaches or anything like that. If you're doing content like that where you're purchasing other people's farmed goods, you're probably fine. But if you're one of the people running through these maps trying to farm those goods to do a consistent amount of currency farm, that is now very difficult. You're having to spread around all the different content that you're playing, and perhaps if we consider this as an early access game, perhaps that's a good thing, right? Because it's forcing all of us to test all of the content, give our feedback, and give metrics and all of that sort of good stuff that GGG are going to need to improve this game. But I don't think it's player friendly. I just don't. If I go around my map now, if I come up here, okay, and I'm going, right, I want to make some currency. I want to run some really juiced up maps. What have I got? What have I got? I've got this. It's got 6 on it. That's amazing. I've got this one up here as well. It's got 4. There's some good stuff here, but so much of the space is just dead. These maps here, I don't even want to put a tier 15 key in them. I just want to put a tier 1 key in them and then be done like that. But that's the other problem. Because these maps don't have a map boss and we have to kill all the rares, you can't even speedrun the keys to navigate quickly around these maps, to find your boss fights, to find your citadels, to find your pinnacles, and to really do the things that you want. And I'm really struggling with some of the choices. That being said, it looks really pretty, but it's frustrating. There needs to be some hints and tips. There needs to be maybe an item that you can use in a tower that would point you the direction to your nearest citadel. So there's something you can come in here, let's say, and it could be an item that only drops, but you can use it in here, and then from there it will show you which the next 2 keys that will take you closer to a citadel. So at least if you've got a branching option like this and you can go right or left, you'd need to go right. Okay, I need to go right, and then if I keep exploring this direction, I might find a citadel sooner than if I go left. There's got to be something like that. I really think the citadels are a big problem. Yeah. I think the Atlas needs changing. I'd love to know what your guys' thoughts are as well. This is a bit of a rant video. Normally I'm very happy about video games. I'm all, oh, video games, yay. But this feels very anti-player design, and I'm still enjoying it. I'm enjoying running the maps. What I'm not enjoying is finding the maps to run. And that, yeah. I think I preferred grinding for the specific maps. In fact, what would have been perfect is if you had an atlas with the specific maps on it and you had waystones and you could just use them wherever you wanted. Farming the specific maps was really lame, but the waystones are a great idea. How we're using them to explore this atlas just feels anti to the progress my character, ARPG, get stronger, farm, grind. It just, I know it's a different game. I know it's a different game. I do know that. I know it's supposed to be slower paced. I do know that. This feels like it's too slow paced. It really does. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. So let me know in the comments if you've been really enjoying the Atlas. Yeah, I mean, the maps are good. It's just, yeah, getting around it. I've really not enjoyed. I'd love to know if people have enjoyed getting around this, because I just can't imagine that many people have. I'm sure the people that have, but I can't imagine too many people have. Anyway, guys, that's my rant over. I'll catch you in the next video.